It's over with. It's over. This life, cuz. It's over.
We might as well.
It's over, cuz. Hey, homie, I would bang it out. If you got a video, I would bang it out.
Then y'all let us out, bro.
It's over with.
Call it that homies call free us, come. Come, we cannot get away.
Stop this.
Bro, no, I'm not relaxing when you got my baby in the car. They got guns pointed to the car. They about to hit the car, bro. You're not thinking about your baby right now. You finna get our baby too,
Bro, they gonna smoke me.
You already did it the first time, bro.
Well, I love y'all. I'm never gonna see y'all again.
Bro, we love you more, bro. You is gonna see us again, but you gotta pull over, bro. You have to, bro. Pull over with your hands in the air, Daniel.
Bro, it's over with.
In today's video, we're going to be speaking about Sleep 6 from the Rollin 40s. We're going to break down his court cases and more. But let's dive right into it. And to break down his name, Sleep number 6 means that he's the 6th generation of Sleep, with his father being Tiny Sleep, which would be the 4th generation. And Sleep number 6 would be in and out of juvenile halls his whole childhood. But we're going to start off with his first adult case. And he would first be arrested at the age of 19, and he would be arrested on June 16th of 2023. But as you can see, the filing date at the top would be July 12th of 2023, which would be a month later. And he would be arrested for possession of a firearm with a prior violent conviction. He would then bail out for $35,000 on July 12th of 2023, which would be the same exact day that the DA filed this case. But he wouldn't stay out of trouble for long, because just 2 months later, on September 15th of 2023, he would be arrested again. And he was arrested for 1 count of robbery in the first degree, 1 count of burglary, and 1 count of unlawful firearm activity. And if you look to the right, you can see the offense date would be September 15th of 2023, which would be the same exact day that they were arrested. In this situation right here would be the one where he went live on Instagram during the home invasion when the cops had them surrounded.
They need to send somebody. These guys are trying to come to this unit right now.
That's a 911 call from last September after police said 4 people broke into an apartment in South LA, tied someone up, placed a blanket over their head, and stole their keys. The burglary ended with 1 man jumping off a roof and 4 arrests. One was Dayon Henderson.
Hey, I wanna bang it out. It's over. This life, cuz. It's over.
But unfortunately for Sleep number 6, that wouldn't be the only case he had to fight, because on September 19th of 2023, he was arrested on a separate case in unrelated charges. He was wanted from a case from August 3rd of 2023. And on this case, they would hit him with 2 counts of carjacking, 2 counts of assaulting a person with a semi-automatic firearm, and 1 count of burglary. And like we said, the offense date to the right would say August 3rd of 2023. But it didn't stop there for Sleep number 6, because the DA would refile his very first case that he was out on $35,000 bail for. And at first, it started off as count 1, but as you can see, they would add 3 more counts. 1 more count of felon in possession of a firearm, 1 count of assault with a deadly weapon that's not a firearm, and 1 count of threatened to commit a crime. And as you can see to the right, the offense date on each crime would be different. So now at this point, he would be fighting 3 major cases, all while having his $35,000 bail revoked from his very first case. And don't forget that he was only out for 2 months. He bailed out in July and got arrested again in September.
Time of his arrest, Dayon Henderson had 7 felony warrants.
And even though Sleep had 3 major cases pending, after bailing out for $35,000, they would give him bail again 9 months later. But this time, he would post a $275,000 bail for the first case. And as you can see to the right, it would be on May 9th of 2024. And on the same day of May 9th of 2024, they would allow him to post another $35,000 bail for the very first case, even though they added more counts. And for the last case that he was fighting, he would post a $170,000 bail for that. So all in total, on that day of May 9th of 2024, he would post a total of $480,000 in bail. And if you want to count the first bail that got revoked, the $35,000, technically it would be $515,000 worth of bail that he posted. But don't forget that it's only 10%. And even though he was out on a $480,000 bail at that time, and he had 3 major cases pending, you would think that he would learn his lesson, but that wouldn't be the case. Because just 2 months after bailing out, he would be arrested again on July 17th of 2024.
Help!
News Chopper 4 video from the end of the chase shows who else was inside the fleeing car. His 2-month-old baby.
How scary to think about everything that we just witnessed, all of those crazy maneuvers, and to think that there was this newborn in the vehicle. That is so incredibly irresponsible.
He's facing kidnapping, carjacking, and robbery charges after this arrest, but it's not his only arrest in the last year.
Now, as you just heard, Sleep number 6 would go on a high-speed chase with his girlfriend and 2-month-old baby after he was wanted for a robbery. And ultimately, he was never charged with the robbery. However, he was charged with 1 count of false imprisonment by violence, 1 count of willful cruelty to a child, and 1 count of evading police. He would then have his $480,000 bail revoked, and he would have to sit in the county jail and wait for trial. And don't forget that now, he would be fighting 4 major cases at the same exact time. And after sitting in the county jail for about a year, he would begin to take some plea deals on June 27th of 2025. And he would plead no contest to robbery in the 1st degree. He would also have the other 2 counts dismissed. In this case right here would be the one that he did the home invasion on Instagram Live. And they would give him 2 years in state prison for this case to run consecutive with the other cases. In the next case that he would take a plea deal on would be the 2 counts of assaulting a person with a semi-automatic firearm, the burglary, and the 2 counts of carjacking. And on this case, he would have every count except for 1 count of carjacking dismissed. But they would also add gun enhancements to count 1. And for the carjacking, they would give him 5 years in state prison. And for the gun enhancements, they would give him 10 years. In the next case would be his very first case as an adult. And they would dismiss every count of that except for felon in possession of a firearm. And on that count, he would also plead no contest. And on June 27th of 2025, they would sentence him to 16 months in state prison. But as you can see at the bottom, he would have 616 days of total credit. And either way, they would allow him to run this concurrent with the other cases. And the very last case that we're going to cover would be the one that he went on a high-speed chase with his girlfriend and 2-month-old kid. And for that, he would be convicted by a jury and found guilty on all counts. And on June 27th of 2025, on count 1, they would give him 364 days in the county jail. Count 2, they would give him 4 years in state prison. In count 3, they would give him 2 years in state prison. But luckily for Sleep number 6, this case, he would be able to run concurrent with the other cases also. So he would pretty much get 17 years in total and have a little over 2 years in good time. And he would be eligible for parole in June of 2035. But that right there is going to wrap it up for the story of Sleep number 6 from the Rollin 40s. And let me know what you guys think about him in the comments. But comment, like, and subscribe. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. It's Respectable Rants.